And hello, everybody. Welcome to your midweek Macca break. I'm Tom Hunyadi of Two Legs. And as you can see, I am joined by some friends to talk about, I don't know, a particular release that just got announced today. And then we're going to talk about the fest. Aaron was at the fest as well. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some stuff we got in the mail recently, some stuff that we've got at the fest, and whatever comments or questions you might have, McCartney related or music related, whatever you want to talk about, please bring it on. And Ali is here, and Ali, I guess I'll highlight it.
That's a funny.
Yeah. Think about it. I am not repressed, my friend. Sorry, it's okay though. But anyways,
I hear they're going to do a box set in London town and take off Children.
Well, that would be welcome, but anyways, but I wouldn't buy it because it wouldn't be
take off half that album for my money.
Oh, jeez. Joe, how you doing?
Oh, doing great.
Yeah, doing good, doing great.
Yeah, doing great. A stressful morning, you know.
Yeah, and then we've got author extraordinaire, Mr. Aaron Badgley. Aaron, what's going on?
Not too much. I had a stressful morning too, but probably different from Joe's. But no, it's good. Everything's good here in stinking hot Toronto.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Christian, hello. All slow news day. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, real slow.
Joseph. Hello, Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph. Hello, everybody. Hello, Eddie.
We got Letty here. What's going on, Letty? So as we knew, we're going to start with this because Joe's got limited time. But as we knew, the one-to-one concert was already kind of the beans were spilled on this one a while ago, and we were also wondering whether or not the album sometime in New York City would be included into this box. And we were also wondering if a particular song would be included in this box. And we've learned everything this morning. And Aaron, I know Joe's already had a few words on this. I'll start with you, Aaron. What are your initial thoughts on this particular release?
So one of the biggest criticisms I've always received is that I always seem to love everything that comes out. I don't love this. I'm very disappointed. I think the album should be called Excerpts from 1972, because I remember seeing the press release saying the complete day and the complete night concert. It's not complete.
Right.
Sisters Oh Sisters is missing.
Sisters. Right.
And I don't know why that's missing. And I know what they're going to say.
No, it's a smokescreen. Well, we took one John song off, we took one Yoko song, so it equal itself out. No, please.
That's probably my favorite Yoko song, too, of those.
It's one of the best. I just have a question though. Like, this song has been around for eons. It's been reissued several times. Somehow the world keeps spinning on its axis.
And you want to hear something? You can go on Amazon and still buy the album and the CD right now.
Really?
So. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in its original form. So it's not like it's being boycotted and you can't get the album anymore. Here,
so I'll do this. I brought my Spanish copy, which is censored. You don't have a picture of Mao and Nixon, and you get the lyrics are all gibberish. They're just scribbles. I'm not happy. But not that I matter, but I'm not thrilled with this, the decisions, And one last thing before we turn it over to you and Joe is I have some press releases from Sean Ono Lennon from about 5-6 years ago talking about political correctness and there shouldn't be censorship and all this. And I don't think the song would have killed people. That's just me. And I'm disappointed.
Well, that's an expression when people say, of course, so that's just me. But no, it's not just you. It's a lot of people are pretty annoyed, myself included. I thought it was all going to be. I thought he had said it was all good. The whole thing was going to be there, complete, or whatever. And after I made my video where I was kind of really laying it all out how I feel about it, I didn't really think about it when I made the video. But other people said, there's a possibility it might be a hidden track. And the way Sean does things, I can almost see that being a clever way to get past it and say, hey, you know what?
Right.
We put it on there, but It's not
just
in your
didn't
face.
advertise it. Right.
You know, nobody knows it, kind of. You know, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but the album, if you want to call it the album, that's on disc 4. It's not even called Sometime in New York City. It's just New York City now. It's called. You know,
Right.
they're calling it New York City, and it's disappointing. You know, what can I say? You know.
Yeah, I mean, even with all the goodies that are added to it, you know, trying to make up for the omission of that particular song, it still doesn't make me happy at all. I am still considering not buying this. I mean, I did take a look at it, I read it, and read the press release and everything. I mean, in a way, it's exciting because of the historical fact that this is the only 2 concerts that we have of John Lennon. You know,
but it's not a complete concert, Tom.
It's not a complete concert. They should not be promoting it as a complete concert unless those two tracks are performances are there, but they just are not highlighting them in the track list.
Well, and get this, I didn't even realize until the last minute that the video wasn't going to be there. I thought the concert after an evening were going to be the video. It's just the audio. I don't usually play live albums. Usually, to be honest, I rather watch it. I rather see it at live concert too. And that one, especially that concert. I mean, it's not a good concert anyway. You know, just not great. It's what we have, but it's not great, and they don't perform that well. But I don't want to think about Sisters Oh Sisters. As much as I love that song on the album, Sometime in New York City, I think when she did it live, it was kind of something was up with it. If I remember from when Live in New York City was out in '86. It seemed like a half-hearted vocal. I'm wondering if that's why it was cut.
You know, but in that regard, I have a live album by Phil Oakes, live at Carnegie Hall, and he's getting booed, and he still left the booze in. I mean, you put the record on, he's doing some songs, and the crowds, and same with Dylan. I've got the Dylan box set where crowds jeering him for going electric, calling him Judas.
But that's a classic story. That's why.
That's a classic story. But Dylan could very easily gloss over that and not.
Right.
But and so could Phil Oakes. Phil Oakes could have very easily not released the live album. Right. Gunfight at Carnegie Hall. Great title. Right. I don't know, Joe. I hear what you're saying, but I still think there's something. It's disappointing, especially when you get a third disc of a hybrid concert. What the hell's that?
Right. Yeah.
That's supposed to. I think it said on there. It said best moments. You don't need that.
You can sell that separately on its own. You know, just we don't need that. You know, that doesn't need to be in the box set. Vitoletti is talking to me in code there. Appreciate you watching my favorite actor. What are you talking about? Sharon Stone or Joe Pesci? Who are you talking about?
Al Pacino, maybe.
You can't be talking about Robert De Niro, can you? So what do you guys think about this? I like I said, I am still highly considering I'm probably 90% sure that I'm not going to buy this package. Joe, you might get one on the house.
Well, wait a minute. That's the thing. You know, let me talk about that a little bit because people love to say that. I'm not saying you, but you made me think of people who sometimes say that, and they'll say like, "Oh, these guys, they sell out. They're going to get freebies, so they have to pretend that they like them." You know, I criticize. Give me some truth. Because the horns were taken off Steel and Glass, and Sean and I had a couple of emails. We discussed. He knew I wasn't happy with it, and he was like, he liked my review and appreciated that I was honest about that. Right? So that's my point I'm getting to. So, and I don't like when he likes to take little saxophones bits off this and that one day at a time. On Mind Games, he took it off, but this is the ultimate that I could not resist telling it like it is. So my point is, I am not going to be bought. I appreciate the Lennon estate, everything they do a great job overall. A lot of value for the money usually, but this time I'm going to say it. And if that means that I'm not going to get any more freebies, so be it. I had to make a decision. I'm not going to sit there and say, "Oh, that's fine. Hey, it's 2025. What do you expect? The world's changed. They got to take the song off." I get it. No, I'm not going to say that. I think it sucks. All right. So if I don't get anything, I don't get it. But here's the point to the boycotting. No, I will not boycott it. Whether I get a freebie, complimentary copy, or whether I got to buy it, I will get it, because thinking about it, as irritating as it is that the song's gone, there's like 90 tracks or whatever it is, and there's a lot of good stuff on there that I want, including
the Ann Arbor stuff and other.
But even that's like all over the place. That's like mixed, just little bits. It's kind of all scattered around because they're little shows. But what I really like is what's left of the Sometime in New York City album getting an ultimate remix. Unfortunately, the woman's song will not get the remix, but I want the other stuff. I want New York City, and I want Attica State, and all the rest of the songs. I want it remixed like that. So anyway, I don't see the point for me of denying myself all that other stuff just because this one annoying thing happened.
Well, am I the only person on the planet that's not a fan of the ultimate mixes? I think I am, and I
might be.
What's that?
I said you might be.
Yeah, I guess I am. So I won't say anything more. But okay.
You gotta say more.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of revisionism. Like I'm not, and I'm all for cleaning up a track. That's fine. Like I think Material World's a good example where it's a beautiful sounding album, and it wasn't always as good. It sounds better than it's ever sounded before.
Right.
But Joe, you were mentioning before, I don't like when he takes the horns off of this song, and it's like this ultimate remix, and then the other ones disappear. Like you can't.
I mean, as long as the original remains in print,
but they don't.
Still get like I said, yeah, that's at times true. But like I said, I mean, you can still go on Amazon right now and buy Sometime in New York City on CD and vinyl. So it's still there. It's still there
today.
Yeah, they say a lot of people are saying, and I even was saying, oh, you got "Woman is the Bleep of the World." You've got that song elsewhere still. Anyway, don't worry about it. But I say no, I don't have it 2025 enhanced. Whether it's just remastered or whether it's going to be.
I'm okay with remastered, Joe.
But some of it's better. I mean, it's all a matter of opinion. But maybe are you feeling though, Aaron, that even if it sounds better, that's not the way it was? So you should leave it. Like, in other words, Angela, the song Angela, that was done on Give Me Some Truth. Yeah, and it really was improved, I thought, the sound of it.
Yeah, because it's the same basic song. They haven't removed or added things.
All right,
there. I guess where I get my backup is, like you mentioned, the horns. And it's like, why did you take those out? You could make them sound good. You can make them.
I know why you did. You told me why you did. It sounded too much like "How Do You Sleep."
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine. I'm not. And maybe Joe, maybe it's because I've spent 50 years with the original album, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing this new mix going.
Right, and that's a good point. I mean, 50 years we're getting reissues of this, especially since the 90 remasters. Right, so this album has had 3 or 4 other releases up until now, and it's there's just never been a problem.
Well, it depends, really, right? Like how about the Yellow Submarine, the 1999
songbook?
That's just remastering, right?
Right. But the original was still available. You can still buy the one with. I just have a quick question, Joe. How do you get on the Lennon Estate mailing list? Because I sure like to get off.
No, I just, the only reason that happened was because I had done a Give Me Some Truth review of the compilation, and Sean had really enjoyed it, even with the pros and the cons. I just he said, I want to thank this guy, So, how do I get in touch with him? So we got in touch, and we just had a few emails, nothing,
That's awesome.
And it was cool. It was great. And, he fessed up to it, how, he hit the horns.
What do you think of this? Omitting the tracks will cause more controversy than keeping them intact ever would.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really getting a lot of traction today, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it will continue. we'll see how many people, I mean, this was never right in my opinion, his best period. I think the real highlight, I think he could only release this album if he included the concert. That's probably the selling point of this set, is that concert, because it's so historic. It is the only full-length concert that Lennon gave us in his solo lifetime. So
let me just ask a question before I forget. Aaron, I was wondering, what was your opinion of the new All Things Must Pass mix of that? Was that like, did you like it or did you not like it?
I liked it, actually, because again, I felt that Danny and was it Peter Hicks?
Yeah,
I thought that they brought out the best of the album and kept it intact to a point. Actually, the one mix that I really liked was Sir Frankie Crisp. I thought that was great to bring up the backing vocals so you can actually hear,
yeah.
Sorry?
I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I love the new mix. I mean, I can listen to the original and enjoy it too, but I do love the new mix, and for the same reasons that you said. But to me, maybe I'm missing something other than the saxophones factor in the Lennons. I always think that's what the Lennon mixes are, like kind of the same thing, bringing it up more, bringing them clearer.
Mind Games, for example, has a completely different ending at the end of the song. Or when he remake, there's a version of Instant Karma that it's I think is not. I'd prefer the original 45, quite frankly. I mean, that's just my ears, because sometimes it gets almost too clinical. Like you're listening to it, it's like it's just. But the Mind Games first, the track Mind Games comes to mind. The ending of the song isn't how, in my head, maybe that's how Lennon wanted to end. I mean, I know that Zappa left notes for his kids saying, "Hey, if you're going to remix this album, do A, B, and C," and maybe that's what Sean's doing. I don't know. I don't think John knew he was going to pass like Frank did, but I just want to say one of the very quick things. I think the melodies and some of the songs on Sometime in New York City are brilliant. John Sinclair, New York City,
right.
Sunday Bloody Sunday. I actually do enjoy the album. I'm not. I mean, people are saying, well, and maybe it's not his best album.
And that doesn't matter anyway. Whether it's his best.
Right, Tom? No ranking. No
rankings here.
I don't see a ranking anywhere.
George, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
George.
Thanks for popping in. Joseph says, what I don't understand is why didn't they release the album Sometime in New York City Deluxe, since the song is taken off it with the 1-to-1 audio and videos as extra? Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Is Sean hiding somewhere with his fingers in his ears going, la, 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 la. I can't hear you.
I don't know.
Funny stuff. Yeah, so so we're obviously, the 1-to-1 show is the selling point of this, and we're gonna get some more comments on here in a second. Ali says there will be plenty of fans who will say it's better and buy it and say no problems. Fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get my cousin's comment in here real quick. Sometime in New York City's special deluxe edition of 22 was 86 in order to bring it to the market. It was the reimagined 69 to 72 anthology set we see today. The track listing of what we are getting is incredible. My cousin is a big fan of this release. So,
I was also hoping that one day they would put out Sometime in New York City with the same treatment they've done the other albums, and that maybe that sometimes there's a new appreciation for songs when they reissue them, if they remaster them a little bit, or kind of like a lot of people didn't like going back to Angela, the only song we've heard so far off the album that has been remixed or remastered. I keep those two words, enhanced or whatever. And people liked it. I didn't like that. I didn't think much of that song before. I heard people say I liked it on Give Me Some Truth. So I'm like, you never know if they could have made it better, the sound of Sometime in New York City. Now it's just buried in a box set as an album called New York City, missing a track.
Well, I think what would have been a good idea is if the Lennon estate had done a box set and simply called it Lennon Live and have every live appearance Lennon did from 68 to 70, 74, end it with the Elton John concert. Put everything him and Yoko did. It would make a great box set, not excluding any songs. And and I think that, and then take Sometime in New York City and give it the treatment that Imagine got and Mind Games got. Maybe not a meditation mix of Sometime in New York City, but maybe it'll work. I don't know, but I agree, Joe. Like I'm baffled, and I'm not baffled often. Well, no, I am baffled often.
Are you still buying this set, Aaron?
So I had this long conversation with my wife this morning. The first comment she was, "Well, you're still going to buy it anyway," and I went, "I'll buy the big set with all the CDs because as both of you said, there's some gems in there. I'm not going to rush out and buy the Coke bottle see-through vinyl with the flippy cover and all that. I doubt it, but I do want. And Phil Oakes is on it, coincidentally, who I mentioned earlier because I love Phil Oakes. So that would be cool because I look forward to some of that stuff, And Joe, I agree with you. A cleaned up version of the album might sound just fantastic. I agree. Angela did sound great, but overall, when I saw the announcement this morning, I was a bit underwhelmed. It was like, that I thought, well, maybe there'll be an anthology coming, or maybe there'll be London Town, or Give My Regard to Broad Street with Not Such a Bad Boy on it, or something.
Yeah, those will all come. Yep, I believe it.
Charlie says, I think possibly they're thinking about losing potential sales by offending, the newer crowd. Yeah.
It gets me too because most of his people, the old people, that's what they were saying when Flowers in the Dirt, when they put out the archives, Flowers in the Dirt, and people were saying, what was it? I remember them giving excuses sometimes that this is the way kids listen today, cassettes. Remember when they put out the cassette for Record Store Day, Flowers in the Dirt?
Oh, yeah, the demo stuff, right?
And I remember them saying at some point, and all this, you hear this publicity and all this talk at the time, saying, well, there's a trend right now, young people, women collecting cassettes. And I'm thinking, that's not your audience. Most of your audiences are the older.
Right.
People. So don't worry about, somebody who's like 21 being offended by a song on Sometime in New York City. Most of your audience is going to be the old timers, I think.
Right. Yeah, the single disc is the hybrid concert, right?
It's not needed.
Exactly. It's not needed at all.
I agree.
Anybody that follows you, Joe, knows you're no sellout.
There you go. Absolutely.
Susan Gagney. How are you, Susan? I agree with Aaron. And not being a fan of the Ultimate Mixes, you are not alone.
Stop. I'm going to take a photo of that because it's the first person to say I agree with Aaron. Thank you, Susan. Thank you.
Yes. As Michael Jackson once sang, you are not alone.
I mean, what about even John's voice, like the way we can hear him, what he's saying? I listened to certain songs for decades, and I know what the hell he was saying in some of them. And then I'm like, oh, that's what he's saying. And, Bring On the Lucy or something.
It's funny, though, Joe. Like, I can only go by my daughter and her crowd, like, she's 26, and all of them have said the same thing. Like, everyone's looking for the original pressing of Imagine because they didn't like the ultimate mixes of it. I'm talking kids. I'm talking at the time 24-year-olds, and I think that sometimes things can be too clean. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. Maybe it's
I absolutely. But I just don't get that out of that. If anything, I mean, I think that argument should be made for All Things Must Pass, which is why I asked for it, because although I love it, the new mix, that one's a drastic change from the muddiness of the first one, I thought. But
I agree, but it didn't feel like it didn't have the same. And maybe it's just me being partial to All Things Must Pass over Imagine. Oh, no offense to anybody. I'm not ranking. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
Christian has something interesting here. It says, I do have a theory. If you add up the tracks other than the 1-2-1 concert, you get 90 tracks. The advertisement yesterday said 92 tracks. Could the other two be hidden?
That would be nice. That would be really nice. I'm telling you, because I started thinking after I made the video, and other people had said, Sean does this. Like, he was hiding all kinds of things. That would be so cool in a way of saying, you know what, you people thought I was going to choke on this, that I was going to hide and not give you these tracks. Bull. I give it to you. It's just I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of bitching about it out in the open in the press, because they're not like in your face. They're not in the text, but they're there. I don't know.
Okay, Joe, I have a question for you. Did you find trying to access the tracks on the Mind Games box set a tad frustrating? Or
yes, yes, devastatingly so, to the point where I didn't even want to bother anymore. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I did everything. I found a couple of them by accident. I was like, what is that? And a couple of them popped up, and I was like, they weren't really that worth it to me. I don't think, if I recall properly, which ones they were. But this one, if they had the woman song, the controversial song, out and with a mix that I thought really made it shine a lot and really improved it even more, I'd make an effort to hunt for that hidden track. I'd really try. I'd spend a week trying to find it. When I say hidden, it'll be beautiful. This is what I was telling somebody else. I said, you have the disc, sometime in New York City disc, and they have a different running order on it. If I looked at the tracks, probably started with New York.
Very different.
And you watch it, and then it says there's 9 tracks on it. And then after track 9 ends, the woman's song comes on right after that. Right. No wait, no 30-minute delay, no looking for it and pressing codes and things. It just comes on. And we just didn't tell you on the label. So how do you think of that?
Surprise.
Mazzy here. How you doing, buddy? Big Cop Out, the album, the Beatles' most political album they ever released. 1972 was an intense election year. That song should stay. Absolutely.
I'm very impressed to hear Mazzy concur with that.
Yes. The Lennon folks see the views. So, and that's a pretty accurate statement, right? They see Joe's review of what was it? Give me some truth. Was the one that
that was the one that he saw first.
And then he's posting the views on their websites and stuff like that, people's reviews on the websites and stuff. Yeah. So I do give them credit. They do look at views and whatnot of what the fans are saying, but still, they had to have known that this was going to happen. So.
I just couldn't get on. As much as I want to respect them and I want them to respect me, right. I can't get on there. I just couldn't get on there and say, "Oh well, easy come, easy go. The song's not on. Hey, you guys do great work anyway. I'll just make you do with it. That's fine." Which is ultimately what I'm going to do after I get done steaming. I'm going to have it anyway in my collection, But I'm not going to go without reprimand.
Okay. Tom, are you buying it? Are you going to buy all the variations on the vinyl?
As of right now, I'm not buying it.
Okay.
Has Sean actually said anything about this? Well, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
He's on social media. He'd probably say something.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah, Tony says this is disappointing from Sean. It is. I mean, just as much as removing the saxophones from tracks.
I don't know why this popped in my head, but I was wondering, this is sort of related. Do you remember when the Blue album was redone by Giles Martin? And right. I always said I'm not a big fan of Giles Martin because sometimes I like what he does on certain tracks. Other times I'm like, what happened to that sound? That's gone. That's muted. What happened? I'm used to it for 60 years or whatever, 50 years. But on Magical Mystery Tour, there's a lot of little subtle things on different tracks. But on the song Magical Mystery Tour, on the Blue album, there was an extra guitar that some people had talked about that I noticed right away. I don't know if you picked up on it when I see, on the side, there's a guitar that was never in the song. Like, it was brought up and probably just silenced originally. And I loved it. I just loved this guitar. Usually I'm a stickler for how it was presented. This is the way it was meant to be in 67. Don't bring something up that wasn't there. But I loved it. And that was one example I liked.
Joe, you said something earlier that I'm going to jump on. You said about, this is how the young kids buy music. I sometimes question, do they really think that if they remix it, it's going to get the 18-year-olds going, "Oh, I don't want to listen to Taylor Swift's new record. I rather listen to this." Like, I find that hard to swallow because
me either. Yeah.
I think they're going to get new fans whether they remix it or not. I think that the Beatles continually attract people through osmosis or through their parents or through whatever. But I don't think that just remixing a song or an album is going to attract a whole new audience that would never have bought it anyway. I mean, that's just my opinion. And guys, prove me wrong, but
No, I agree with you on that. I'm just saying, I'm not. When I said the cassette thing, that's their thinking.
No, I agree. No, I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you. 100%.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Tony says what we got on the EP is outstanding, and I'm highlighting this because I need to thank Aaron again for getting me a copy of the EP. So again, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
always there for you, buddy.
I appreciate that. Mazzy again says sometimes New York City has some wonderful songs. The mixes are terrible. A stripped down version will be great.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Beatle says I do enjoy sometimes rock and roll is the worst. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be last on his rankings then.
But you know what? I look forward to that box set. I mean, just the Phil Spector and Lennon band.
Oh, imagine if we got the Phil Spector stuff too.
Oh, yeah. I would be all over that in seconds. Like that would.
I mean, that's my least favorite Lennon's
thing.
Just mostly because it's not originals, but that's.
Mazzy says he's a big fan of this period too. I bought the 2006 edition when it was new. So, I mean, the latest release the album got was, I think, 2015 reissue of that album sometime in New York City, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. It's pretty, when you think about it, it's not that long ago.
What year was the one that came out and they just made it a one CD? Was that the 2006 or the 20?
I think that's 2006, yeah.
Yeah, where they took off some of the live stuff.
Yeah, when they were being released individually, with the new remastered. Yeah. Let's see here. We can expect the Beatles and McCartney release an announcement now. Probably, I would say next month maybe we can get another announcement for either Beatles or McCartney.
Yeah, Paul has to take over John's thing now. Has to steal his thunder.
Give it a month.
He does that usually.
Is a month okay? Or what's the cutoff time for that, Joe?
He does that all the time, though. Just I don't make it up. I forget what some of the other ones were, but we used to joke about it. I forget what they were.
Yeah, we did. They should release a Woman as a 12-inch single for Record Store Day. Yeah, let's do it for Record Store Day. Let's do that.
Want it on the damn album, but
All right, so Norman says, "Come on, so many better artists haven't changed their releases. Rednecks by Randy Newman.
No, good
a
point.
Somewhat recent expanded release, and that word is included. Yeah. I mean, we talked about this the other day. I mean, they're starting to the French Connection film. They omitted that or they blocked that word. And did they give it a subtitled another word in there, Joe?
I don't know if I ever saw it that way. Maybe I did.
Well, I think it was being. I thought you said you did see it that way.
Maybe I did see it. I don't remember what was said or anything in its place.
Right.
I mean, I understand. You don't want to keep on encouraging that kind of thing, language. But I always wonder, what's going to happen if you hear that song on an John Lennon fans buy the thing and that song is on there and only the dedicated Lennon fans hear. What happens to society? Does it crumble?
You learn away from history. You learn from it.
To quote a film, dogs and cats. It's just everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Yeah. I'm going to be the old guy here and say, I understand too, Joe, what you're saying, but at the same time, it's everything is of a time. And if you think that if these young 20-year-olds think that absolutely everything they're putting out today is going to hold up in 50 years, think again. Things change, right? And I mean, there's been some really horrid stuff released in the past little while, or artists have done things. You're kind of going, really? That's okay? But I don't understand.
Right. I was reading the notes of what the tracks were on one of my videos when I was talking about the contents coming up. And I'm reading them and I go down the list and then I go, okay, we got this, we got that, we got Scumbag. I said, oh, I guess it's okay to say that nowadays. There was a time when you really was like, don't say that. That's okay.
Question. Are they going to give Frank Zappa his proper writing credit now, or are they going to continue?
It said King Kong on there. I saw.
Did it say King Kong?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Frankie's going to be happy.
Sean's remixes are so much better than the Giles Beatles mixes. Sean's team is more consistent.
Well, I share that opinion personally.
Yeah. Tony says, "Luck of the Irish" and "Sunday Bloody Sunday," his two worst songs. I don't know if I agree with that.
"Sunday Bloody Sunday" is my least favorite John Lennon original song.
And yet, as an Irishman, Irish descendant, I mean, I love this. I love that song. I think it's one of his. I think it's got a great beat structure to it that was years ahead of its time. And I mean, musically, it's interesting. I think he oversimplified the situation in Ireland a little bit.
I need a melody in that.
Right.
But "Luck of the Irish," I think, has a beautiful melody.
"Luck of the Irish," I love. I'm talking about "Sunday Bloody Sunday."
Yeah,
for me.
Richard says he's protesting it like when Mayo protested the McCartney.
Yeah, well, that was different because I didn't get my facts straight with that at first.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't get my facts straight. I misread or misunderstood.
What was your? Oh, okay.
I said ordered the 9 CD 4 LP.
Yeah. So, funny story, Joe. Like when the book came out, it wasn't chronological; it was alphabetical. Yeah. I was complaining about it, and I happened to be like my daughter lives in Dublin, and I'm yapping away at this place called the Cornerstone. It's a pub, and complaining about it. And right behind me is Paul Muldoon. It's like, well, let me explain why we did it that way. Or it's like, oh, geez. Because, in Ireland, you can bump into people anywhere. Honestly, right. You literally bump into them. So I felt like an idiot.
Yeah, Susan said, "I wouldn't be surprised if the track is a hidden track. I hope everyone saved their UV flashlight to see it. It could be. They could do that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, no flash. I hope it's there, but it's hidden. But it's just not written. It's not written on the label of the CD. It's not written on the liner notes. But it just comes on as if it was just a track at the end. I would love it. Right. I mean, screw you. I mean, what the hell?
Paul says odd that there's no rehearsal version.
Yeah. I was going to say that, but there is one disc that says some kind of rehearsals, but that might be for sometime in New York City's jams or something.
Hey, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Good to see you, buddy. You got any trivia?
There are a lot of concert rehearsals. They're not very good. I'm sorry, but maybe that's why. But I was surprised there weren't more concert rehearsals.
Joe, you got to stop beating around the bush.
Well, no, really, I really believe that.
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. I'm just teasing you.
I know. I tell it like it is.
My cousin says, "Why are we talking about the Lend Me Your Comb on this set? Incredible." Well, because you're retired, buddy. That's why. Brad says, "I love John's rock and roll cover album. I prefer his version of Stand By Me to the original." Wow. Then
so
again,
do I.
So what do I know?
Brad, I'm with you, man. I'm with you 100%.
I agree with that one.
And I love Mr. Moonlight too, by the way.
Yeah.
It's underrated in my book. Underrated.
Nick says, "Probably my least favorite Lennon period, but I still pre-ordered the 9-disc and 2 LPs."
As well you should, Nick. As well you should.
Good man.
Razzie says, "We can't ignore the political implications of this, but this is happening today with threats of changing art and history at the Smithsonian." Yep.
Good point. No, Mazzy, I'm with you.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nick says the use of that word is indefensible. In my opinion, I'm glad it's gone. I know I'm in the minority.
I don't think you're in the minority, Nick. I think you're in the vast majority these days. But the thing is, I don't say the word is good. I don't want the word in there per se. I think it's great that we don't go using that everywhere like it's a natural word in the language. But the thing is, in the song itself, I'm sorry, it's not against African Americans and it's not against women. It's in favor of women. It's pro-women. Of course, John used it to get a reaction then, of course, let's face it. But I don't know what it does if somebody hears it, it's like somebody makes a song and they make fun of, I don't know, guys with glasses or something, you know. Oh, four eyes, there's four eyes. And well, I'm like, oh, four eyes. Did I hear a song that says four eyes? I'm going to wilt like a flower. I'm just going to die. I'm going to kill myself. What are you talking about? Come on.
Well,
just let it go. And you say, you know what? Screw you, Lennon. I don't like you using the word, even though you misunderstood what he meant altogether. But just you're entitled not to want to hear it and say, no, thanks.
YouTube is full of reactor video channels that are discovering all the old music from the 60s to 90s. And they, of course, are realizing how good that stuff really is. Classicized to the top. Yep. Yeah, I've seen a lot of, these younger, reacting hosts, if you want to call them that they discover this music and they love it and they become fans of 60s to 90s, like you're suggesting, Brad. Yeah.
Before I go, because I'm a couple minutes late, I want to say one thing that I thought of. You said, young people. It's not always young people. I'm not just pigeonholing them. But I was listening to another one of these reaction videos with a young lady who was listening to Beatles albums for the first time, and she's listening to the Hard Day's Night UK album, and she gets to You Can't Do That, and all hell broke loose. And the line apparently, as I know, Kyle Hand, if you're listening, Kyle, you also said this, I'm going to leave you flat.
Right.
She goes, what does that mean? Because she says, I don't want anybody to flatten me. Why? Because I'm talking to somebody else and you're gonna flat. I'm gonna be flat. It's a statement. I'll flat leave you. I'm gonna leave you cold. Leave you cold. Goodbye. No discussion. Leave you flat. It doesn't mean literally I'm gonna squish you. But people they interpret these things how they think it is.
I understand.
I got to jump in for a second after Joe. Yep. Joe, is that okay? Because I know you got to go. Do you?
I got to go.
All right.
But go ahead. But if you want to address me first, then I'll say.
I sometimes compare the Beatle box sets to other box sets that I buy because I collect other music, Jethro Tull. And I think Tull's box sets are some of the best because you get the Steve Wilson remixes, which are brilliant. Right. But then you'll get what they call the flat mix or the flat transfer, just the original vinyl on CD or Blu-ray. So for people like me who grew up listening to Minstrel in the Gallery on Chrysalis Records, then it's still there for me, right there in the box set. I don't have to go looking for it. I can listen to the Steve Wilson remix. I can listen to the remix of the Minstrel in the Gallery standard, or I can listen to the flat transfer. And to me, that's good use of technology where it's all there for me. And I think it shows a great deal of respect for the fans. Because as I said before, I don't think having Steven Wilson remix Minstrel in the Gallery is going to make some 18-year-old go, oh my gosh, I have to get this Jethro Tull album.
Right.
But it's interesting what he does with the music. But I like the fact that I can listen to the original versions right there and then. So, and I just want to add that piece. I know I sound like a stick in the mud, and boy, this is why I don't get invited to parties. But I just kind of wanted to put that out there that it's possible to use the technology. So instead of having a stupid hybrid concert on a disc of hybrid, it would have been nice just to have a flat transfer of the original. So people like me can go, yeah, I can appreciate the ultimate mixes or whatever, but hey, here's the original, and I can compare, I can listen, or whatever. That's just my. And
I will belabor in this, because to me, for my ears, Imagine Plastic Ono Band, they didn't sound that extremely different or anything to me, other than that they were a little sharper or clearer, kind of like Living in a Material World is kind of to me. I would say Mind Games was more glaring in like.
Well, I refer to Mind Games more than I think I'm referring more to that album than any of them. Yeah. And the Instant Karma, I really didn't like the ultimate.
Oh, Instant Karma, yeah. And there's differences. Maybe some people wouldn't even notice them in Mind Games, but I did. There's not just the vocals. There's musical differences too in the songs. But I'd love to keep going, but now I'm surely going to be late.
Understood, buddy. Thanks for popping in.
Thanks,
all right, guys.
Yeah, take care.
Talk soon.
Yep. All right. Well, Aaron.
Tom, I like your new Wings at the Speed of Sound thing.
Yeah.
I know I sound miserable about this, and I don't mean to, because there's a lot of good things about it too. But I guess I said before, I'm a bit underwhelmed with the whole thing. But that's
right. Yeah, no, I hear you. I am as well. Um, Nick says it's such a pain-filled word. I hate it. I don't want to see it or hear it, and it's
Oh, yeah.
understandable.
That's
It's understandable.
you're right there.
Richard says, I think the Lennons should have included the clip of John explaining the title. Yeah, like he did on the Dick Cavett show. Yeah, people have been posting that clip on Facebook and other places. And yeah, and he didn't have to do that clip. Maybe you just do some kind of text or something like that. If when the video aspect of it comes out, but I mean, this is all audio, so. Yeah, I mean, you probably could have put the audio clip on there of that, but would people have accepted that? Luck of the Irish, or give Ireland back to the Irish? There be Mr. Aaron.
Give Ireland back to the Irish. I think back. Luck of the Irish is fine. It's a brilliant song, beautiful, but give Ireland back to the Irish. I know people kind of make fun of some of the lyrics McCartney wrote, but it's such a knee-jerk reaction to a horrible event. I mean, I think McCartney recorded it and wrote it the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, okay, so there's a guy sitting in a prison. He's feeling really bad. Okay, maybe it sounds a bit trite, but it fits, and I love the song. And nothing quite like being in a pub in Dublin on a Saturday night, and you get 150 people singing along with it. So I
lie down, do nothing. What'd you give it?
I'll go insane.
Let's see here. Brad says the word is still being heard on TV in these days. Yeah, you heard it in the Norman Lear shows. You can't remove it. It's place and time. No, you can't. Yeah, and it's still being used today in movies and in music. George says that would have solved everything. Fact, okay. I doubt Paul releases an or album box set during a tour. We'll see.
Has he ever?
What's that?
Like when he was on his last few tours, I don't think he's ever released a box set while he was touring. Has he?
Did he tour in 18?
Jeez.
Did he tour in 20? Did he tour in 22? Which he did tour in 22.
He did.
And then he released Flaming Pie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Dave.
I just want him to release.
I know. Let's get these releases going. Okay, Dave, how you doing, buddy? Getting the 2 CD or single CD. I'd go for the 3 Blu-rays, no CD package for $100. Matt says maybe they will remove "Run for Your Life" from a Rubber Soul reissue.
Although those lyrics are from an Elvis Presley song, "Baby, Let's Play House."
Yeah,
they are. I mean, you want to say plagiarism, but I mean, they were borrowed. They were borrowed from that song. Let's Play. It was Let's Play House, wasn't it?
Right.
I could be wrong. It was Elvis's "Let's Play House," wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But just the "I'd rather see you dead" line, I think.
That's the line that he borrowed.
Right. Yeah. Nicked. We call it nicked. Nick said, I actually like the music of the song. Someone said there is a version of the song out there with the word replaced by the word slave from elsewhere in the song. Anyone heard that version? No.
See, that would have maybe got it airtime on the radio, Nick. I've never heard that edit. That's interesting. I'd like to hear that.
Yeah. Pierce says, my karaoke song, I'm a big feminist. Okay. Snowflake, no one's ever called me that before, Mazzy, but I know how much you love me. Okay. All right, let's not get into I don't need to break up any kind of fight over here now, do I? And Dave says I would splurge for the box set for $100 minus the CDs, just settle for the 2C or single. And the book looks really good too.
The book looks great.
These books are fantastic. All of these books that have been released to coincide with these releases all have been fantastic. Let's see here. John borrowed lyrics from Chuck Berry too. Yeah, we know.
He did. He did. He borrowed a lot, Brad.
Yeah. Whereas what they don't seem to understand is that the song is actually very woke, very pro woman's lib, and I agree with you 110%. I mean, the whole album is actually kind of all woke. I don't know. What do you think about that, Aaron?
Well, I think the whole album is woke. I mean, you got the prisoner. I mean, he was writing about prisoner rights, him and Johnny
Right.
Cash, long before the conversations were held in the these days in the 90s. I think it's a very pro-feminist song and pro-feminist album. Male chauvinist pig engineer, right on. So, I mean,
Right.
it's pretty clear. And what else? You got the Northern Ireland, the Irish conflict. You have, which is probably the only two songs that hasn't aged well, because the conflict is pretty. I'm not saying it's gone, and no one, please jump on me on that one, but they did reach to a point where there's a lot more peace in Ireland than there was back in 72, 73, 74.
Right.
But yeah, it's a very album of its time, and sadly, it's an album of. I mean, it could be played today, and a lot of those songs are as appropriate today as they were back in 72, and that's the sad part for me.
Yeah. Mazzy's got a good point here too. Is the first time no extra separate hardcover book to coincide?
Not yet.
Well, yeah, not yet. I mean, well,
October's far away, man.
Yeah. That said, it's always been a word that is very hard for me to say. Yeah, it should be for everybody.
I agree.
Woke is such a BS concept. Woke is helping people who have been marginalized. What's to hate? Yeah, well, and that concept's been around. I mean, people don't realize how long this thing has been around for. They think it's just more a recent thing. No, there's been woke things, right? For a long time.
Tom's a good friend of mine, so he knows I'm going through a Bogart phase, and I was watching a Bogart film from 1939, and the whole with George Rafter. The whole film was about how ex-cons coming out of prison can never shake the ex-con. They can't get jobs. They're left to, it was, and that was 39, and we're still talking about it in 2025. So there you go.
All right. All right. Well, let's move away from this a little bit. You guys can keep the comments and when questions coming for the set, but we're going to talk a little bit about the fest and things we picked up. And Aaron, I know you picked up a few things at the fest.
Well, I got some singles I was missing, but I love these things because I'm trying to get a complete set.
Right.
And this is an interesting one because this is from '68, and I've never had one this late in the game. I've always had them in the early 60s. And there's some really, what I loved about the original Beatles books is the photographs of sessions and of things that you don't typically see, like Ringo with Cilla Black on a TV show. And then I got number 8. I'm very happy for that. But those are my big things. I mean, I got some McCartney singles because, see, as I was explaining to you, like I got some McCartney singles that are American pressings because I got the Canadian pressings, which are different. And so I was very happy to. I was just actually listening to my London Town trilogy of singles today with a little line. I've had enough, which I could play a million times in a row. And
London Town's self-titled track.
And this,
very cool
CD EP from Germany with New Blue Moon instrumental and Cool Dry Place.
Nice.
And you got.
Let me do this real quick. Nick, Nick missed the start of the show. Did you pre-order the box set? No. As of right now, I have not pre-ordered the box set, and I'm about 90% sure that I'm not going to. I might protest this release.
Oh,
with my wallet.
It's sold out. Sold out.
Yeah. Oh, darn it.
It hasn't sold out. It hasn't sold out.
Yeah. I did get another copy of Mary Had a Little Lamb recently. This is a Brazilian one, and I like how it's got the camel humps, on it, kind of like the Strawberry Fields single had on there. So so this is the Brazilian label. I mean, not label, but Brazilian pressing, if you will, I guess. So I got a couple more coming.
I like your Wings at the Speed of Sound. That is so
cool. So this was in the room with the fan art. So they were doing art competitions. They also had this London Town piece,
awesome.
back there, and they also had this, which is kind of like the 3D effect here, which I love, and they also had some other pieces too. Did you see the styrofoam Beatles thing that was in there as well? Yeah. So my friend, Joan and I, we were in the room and we were just looking at all this stuff, and we were just like, yeah, come on, let's just ask if these things are for sale, So we did. I think we did that Saturday evening, and we go back Sunday, and then that's when we finally started to get deals for them. So yeah, so I love this piece, and then obviously Andy has had that for many years, and I've been kind of envious of him for that.
Beautiful.
So yeah. So we were able to work out some deals with Mark. Joan did get the styrofoam piece that was in there as well. So let's see here. Norman says, if you didn't buy all that winter crap, you could have bought this. Thank you, Maz. Yeah, the stuff that you've had in your storage for 40 years. That stuff, right? Hello, what's going on? What was that? Loser List 69? Okay. Any other songs on the set that people find controversial that can be omitted? I know some people have found Imagine questionable in the past. Imagine No Religion, all that stuff. But again, you have to research and find out why he's saying these, these words, and there should be no controversy, period, about that song, So, what did
What else did you get, Tom? What other singles did you get?
Okay, so we talked about posters.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Nice.
Yeah. So pick that up. Then you got this, as you know, you got this one framed in your home.
Photo. Yeah, I sent you a photo.
Yeah, you did. The cool beach towels. Really cool. So this one was done during a silent, or not really silent, but during an auction. Mark Lapidus was auctioning off a bunch of his stuff that he's had for over the years, and so that was really cool. Books, found some really good books. This is like the first time I didn't really get any vinyl at a fest, which I guess was pretty good. Thursday, I'm looking around, Friday morning, looking around. I'm going, oh, this is going to be a very inexpensive trip. This is.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
No money's going to be spent at all.
It's like I didn't get at the fest, but I'm just really proud to have this. I finally got a wrapper, the Color Series wax wrapper.
Right.
So yeah, I was, I said to my wife the other day after I bought the bomb of Rushes, I said, yeah, well, I didn't buy that many records at the fest. But true.
And then I'm sure, and then plus Tom doesn't have this, so I'll be one up on him. And she's probably like, okay, yeah, that's okay. That's the reason why you need to get
no. I know, but it was like I couldn't. For those of you, I just ordered the album Rushes on vinyl by Fireman, and I'm very happy to. But it's one of those albums that I see. I love talking to people because we didn't get the vinyl here in Toronto in 91, 92. Dribs and drabs. So I got off the ground on vinyl when it came out because it was in one store, but I never saw the Apple reissues on vinyl until years later, and it was too late. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I was just collecting. I was doing a lot of my collecting. It was all CD, and from probably up to 92 onward.
Yeah, mostly CD, right?
It was all CD. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get this Mazzy here. The Leonard Cohen song "Hallelujah" is a sexual bondage song, yet it has been adapted by lots of Christians.
I've always said that song has been misunderstood. And by the way, John Cale's version, the best version of the song. That's all I'm going to say.
Think so. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So, did you have a good time? I mean, how did you're selling book? You're selling your book. Oh, by the way, here you go. If you don't have it, you should. And why don't you? Dark Horse, George Harrison's Post Beatles record label.
For me, the best part of the fest, honestly, and I say this like hanging out with you, Keith, and just hanging out with friends. I meeting new friends like Terry Crane. I knew him, but we spent a lot of time together, and his wife Linda. He's fantastic, and we had a really good time. I had a great time at the fest, and then the special guests. I thought this year were great. I think I told you, but I got Peter Asher to sign the new Streisand album, and he was a bit taken aback. He was like, "Oh, well, I mean, he signed a Peter and Gordon album too, but
right.
It was nice. But I had a really good time. Actually, I was a bit of a bummer leaving on Sunday. I didn't really want to leave. I was actually, and the live performances were great. How about you?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Again, that's why I go to these, to hang out with friends and fans of the show and meet new people. Absolutely, I've met a lot of new people this time around. Fantastic. It's why I go. And to my relationship with Jay Bergen.
I love Jay. Jay's such a sweetheart.
Was fantastic. I'm, friends with Robert Rodriguez, so it's good to hang out and talk with him.
Who I finally got to meet in person. I never met him.
Yeah. No, very good guy. And his work is, very important. I love this. I still like the show that he does, and people like Mazzy. And you and then your wife and everybody else that comes in, and we just build these bonds and these relationships, and they just keep growing over the years. Jude Kessler again, I just got her new book in the mail,
nice.
which is great. So yeah, it's just fun.
I agree. It's that, and like when we had breakfast, the bunch of us, that was a great breakfast, and Mazzy, those are the things that I just treasure and I enjoy. So yes, Mazzy, I enjoyed having breakfast with you. So I'm gonna say that you had breakfast with me. It's okay.
Yeah. He thought he was gonna have breakfast alone. I was like, no. Get your ass over.
You're joining our table. My wife, Piers, Steve. Yeah, you're coming to the gang, man. You're coming to the gang.
Exactly. Laura says, so Tom, you wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest band in the world is getting honored by the county. He is. Or they are, I should say. So yes. Yep. Excited about that.
Will they perform?
I don't know. No, nobody, whoever is honored, they do not perform. So they'll have people there that will perform and talk about, their feelings, for the people that they're, awarding giving this award to. So, yes, Canadians are okay.
Couple of us.
Yeah.
You don't need to be afraid of Canadians. We're
right.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
so go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that as a Canadian, we never had anything like Beatle Fest, or Fest for the Beatle fans, and so it's a thrill. And I look, and then of course, I'm looking forward to what March I think it is.
Probably March or April.
Yeah,
end of March, beginning of April.
I'm already looking forward to that, and I might be going to one in Ireland and Kinsale, but it's not the same. I want to see my friends.
That's the one in January, right?
Yes,
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
You going?
I would love to, but probably not.
Well, you should come. Kinsale's a beautiful, beautiful town. Very small.
I'll get there, but you know what? A lot of Paul shows this fall.
Yeah, there's a lot of rare records that keep popping up on Discogs, and I go, you probably like me. You get the message saying this is now for sale,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, why do you torture me so?
Right. Exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Why? Oh. Anyhow. Okay, so it's we're an hour and 3 minutes in, and we'll probably go maybe you got time for like 15 more minutes?
Have you seen this new movie? I just found this out. The movie Weapons?
Weapons, yes. Actually, I was thinking about seeing it. Did you go see it?
Well, no, my daughter went to see it, and she said, "You'll
Yeah.
never guess what the theme song is. The opening song,
Yeah, it's
Beware of Darkness."
Yeah, Beware of Darkness. Yeah, I heard it was a Harrison song.
How did I miss that somehow? But she said it's used beautifully in the film. Like
Did she like it?
she loved it. She loved it. But she said it's very creepy. You know, and for Linda to say it's creepy, it's got to be creepy. But she was shocked. Like she goes, all of a sudden, Beware of Darkness, and she goes the visuals of the song, and it really, really works. So now I'm thinking, well, I have to see it now.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be creepy and dark in order for that song to work, I think, in a film. So yeah,
Well,
I might see it. I'm not the biggest horror fan either.
I thought you were.
What, going to see it? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I did see it.
I thought you liked horror films.
Just it depends on the level of horror. Okay, I mean, if it's gross and gory, I'm probably not gonna see it. But it's something like Long Legs, which I enjoyed.
But one of the Conjuring films used Day After Day. Did you ever see that?
No.
And it was beautiful because they're playing the record, and things are going bad, and all of a sudden they slow it down, and they just took they isolated Leon Russell's piano and kind of looped it. And it was like The Exorcist of Mike Oldfield. Like it was like, wow, this is terrifying me, and it's kind of ruined the song for me. Now I listen to it, I think someone's going to get murdered, but whatever.
That's interesting how you take a song and then you just omit something as the song is playing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty.
It's interesting.
That's pretty smart. Yeah, I like that.
So I might go see Weapons this weekend if I'm going to Neil Young on Sunday, so that's my big.
Okay, and there's another movie Together that I'm thinking about checking out as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm going to see a movie called Americana tonight. Sydney Sweeney and Paul Walter Hauser. Looks pretty interesting. So I'm going to check that out. Anyways, so we're going to go 9 more minutes. So thank you everybody for checking this out. And anything else you want to add about the fest or anything about that?
No, not really. I just I would encourage, if you've never been to one, it's really fun, and the talks, the films. My only criticism is sometimes there's a talk going on when there's a film I want to see. The Joey Mullen thing looks amazing. I talked to the director. He was a lovely guy. Sometimes things overlap, but I missed you because I was selling books. So I'm sorry, but I saw the last one.
And that's the thing about it is, there's so many things that are going on at the same time or they're overlapping, so it makes it hard. And that's what I try to, pop in and pop out of, of everything that's going on, so, and then I also try to, want to hang out and talk with friends or whatnot, but I really try to get the full experience, of the fest.
Well, I think you do more than I do because I go to bed.
Yeah. Okay, well, we might have some late nights. I'll agree with that.
I'm going to be 61 in 2 weeks tomorrow, man, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. gotta lay my head down.
It is time.
It's time to just
float downstream. Yeah.
But I miss that. They should have Beatle music playing like they do in the Hard Day's Night Hotel.
Yeah. I hope it does too.
That's a good. Yeah, you know what, Laura? I think very well. It's again, I didn't know that until literally my daughter. No, I've not seen it anywhere on the internet.
Joseph, take care, my friend.
Get that.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stop it. Okay.
What's going on over there?
Technology.
We'll just leave it to that. Leave it at that.
Leave it at that. But how about you? Anything else you want to add about the fest, or anything else?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Oh yeah, a bunch of people. Jeremy. Obviously great time hanging out. The Weeks family, Gabriel,
I
Ed,
love
and
the Weeks
Heidi.
family. They're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic people, and they're major collectors, and they're major Paul fans. Going to multiple shows as well. So they're always at the Chicago and New York, New Jersey Fest. So it's always good to see them. We also met them at a record store nearby called Rolling Stone, and I picked up the new Van Morrison on CD and his 73 live album on CD. So it's a new reissue of a newer reissue of the and then the new Elton John at the Live at the Rainbow from '77.
Have you heard it yet?
Oh, the deep cuts on that! I mean, it's just fantastic track listing on that album. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just haven't heard it. I was gonna buy it next time I'm out, so it looks good. Like it's
Yes.
he does good reissues too, right? But
yeah. And song. There was no new hoopla of a song of his that had that word in there when they re-released "Don't Shoot Me." I'm only the piano player. Texan love song. So. But,
I mean, we could wrap it up and we could do a wraparound. And
yeah.
I'm disappointed, especially given Sean's very vocal. He was a few years ago very vocal against this kind of censorship, and I mean, I've got all of Sean's records, and I followed him as an artist, and I think overall he's done okay by his dad. I know I sounded cranky when I talked about the ultimate mixes, but I don't know. I would prefer to clean things up, but not remix. And I guess I'm referring more to the Mind Games album. Now I'll listen to Sometime in New York City. Sorry, New York City. I'm going to have to change my language. New York City and see what he does with that album. Someone said in the comments a stripped down version would have been good. I agree. I think a stripped down version would have been awesome.
Kind of like what they did with Double Fantasy.
I like that. Now see, because it was the one I bought here, I think wasn't not a double CD where you got the regular original version and then the stripped down. Hey, question. Did I misread? Are they putting the Elephant's Memory and the David Peel album in this box set too, or just no?
No.
Okay. I see that would have been cool too. Like, they're kind of they've never been issued on CD to the best of my knowledge. I think David Peel was independently, but I don't think Apple ever put it out, did it?
I haven't seen a reissue of it. It could have been.
I don't know. I would say Elephant's Memory is a great album. I like that album. It's got that great song "Loco Plasticono Band," which has John and Yoko quite loud in it. So, anyways, that would have been cool to include too.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's going to put a wrap on this edition or this week's edition of the midweek Macca break. We didn't really talk much Macca, but that's okay. We can talk about other music and musicians and all that good stuff.
Well,
Aaron, my friend,
Macca did play with John once. So.
He did. So there's no problem with that. Are the shirts on sale now? I don't know. You'd have to go to the website. Go to the website, and I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of shirts.
For the new album?
Or the new box set.
Well, you can buy a bundle with the shirts.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. Check it out. There's this wonderful thing called the internet that you can find out. And I'm just being a smartass, so don't worry. All right, everybody. Thank you again. Great hanging with you guys, talking about this. I don't know if you want to call it controversy or not, but this release coming out, and got to talk about the fest and all that stuff. So I'll see you next week. So stay tuned. I think in 2 weeks I will be doing the Tom Ranks Everything, and looking forward to doing that. I'm still working on it, and I know how much Aaron loves to rank things. But what?
Well, are you going to include the live albums in your ranking?
Yes. The live, the classical, the experimental, and the main canon. Yes.
Well,
I think the only thing I'm not including are the compilations.
How come?
Don't do that. don't do that.
couldn't resist. I had to. I just had to. It was in me, Tom, to do. I'm sorry. It was screaming to get out, so I had to oblige.
We will be posting. Sorry. The panel that Andy and I did about celebrating the 20th anniversary of Chaos and Creation should be posted by this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure Andy will be live this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably see you next Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. So everybody, take care, everyone.
Everybody, goodbye. Thanks for joining. And Tom, thank you. Please, thank you very much for inviting me on. And if I
absolutely.
If I offended anybody, I'm sorry. And buy my book. Kidding. I'm kidding.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.